Hello again, dear viewer. I know I've been taking a little while with my recording and video production, and I want to kind of show you guys why. This is going to be a little off the cuff as well as out of character. One of the things that I've said I've loved the most about Forge is how customizable it is. And old versions of Forge used to come with a plethora of themes. When I downloaded my new client for this whole project, as opposed to my old client, the large content downloader had been taken down. I was left with nothing but the default, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with the default theme because I can just add my own themes. Even with my old client, the one that I've used for over a year now, I've taken a bunch of themes that I would never use, put them in a folder, and tuck them away somewhere on my computer for other uses, namely cannibalizing them for customization. So I wanted to show you guys something that I've been working on, two somethings to be exact. Again, I really like how customizable this all is, and that allows me to express myself through the themes that I create. So Forge really becomes not just a way to play Magic the Gathering, but to use Magic the Gathering to express oneself. And one of the things I've always really liked about Magic the Gathering is the Phyrexian antagonist. The whole archetype is the enemy of the Planeswalkers and just life in general. And I find it really fascinating. I love going into lore videos and stuff like that about the Phyrexians. I love watching those. And I want to make a theme out of that. I've actually made two. Both of them are very much a work in progress. I'm slowly turning over each icon into something that can be more linked with the plane of Phyrexia and just the antagonist as a whole. So some of this stuff may be a little gory. That is the heart of Phyrexia. It is a body horror type of theme. It is not a pretty fate to befall. So starting off here, this is actually the splash from the old Phyrexia theme that came with Forge, except I added these at the top here. So these rarity symbols are from the set All Will Be One. You see we've got all four of them. But then we've got, for the main logo, we've got the mythic symbol for All Will Be One. I've kept the button designs from the old logo. I thought those were very cool. But this overall is Phyrexian Arena Gray, I've called it. And that's because the predominant color in the background. I can't make up my mind which theme I like more, so I'm going to show off both of them. But this is gray, and it's got a background of someone heading up towards Elish Norn. So this is kind of uh, her, I guess, quote unquote, arena. Right now, the font is in Planeswalker, so that it stays in English and therefore readable. But I do have a little something for that. So heading into classic mode here. Slowly, I am working over making all of the different sleeves Phyrexian. But this is just the default collection that I have so far. Yes, I do know that those have nothing to do with Magic the Gathering. I just think it's funny to have them in there. Same with these. I've also been working on making all of the icons something from Phyrexian iconography. The the swords I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure those are just something I found online. And then you've got a headdress for where the helmet was. I modified a bit of card artwork to become a shield as opposed to a chest piece. I For the skull, I changed that out for Basilica Skull Bomb. This is just a random key I found on some card artwork. I have not changed Planar Conquest. This was an, I believe, Obsidian Goblet? Something like that. And then I have to change the adventure mode. Down here, the start button is actually in Phyrexian. So that's something that's going to become a little more prevalent in my other theme. So we're just going to hit one of these real quick. You can see a more or bigger one here. We're just going to hit embark. I'll just delete that later. For the challenges, you've got a heart with some pipes sticking around in it. Another shield. I'm going to have to change that banner. This is... I can't remember her name. This is the journal from the Planeswalker, like the first one to be completed. She's also the only one who she doesn't come back. She's the only one who dies from it. Um, you know, all of everyone else's favorite planeswalkers come back. So all the good ones at least. But she doesn't. So then we'll just where's the spell shot? I thought I changed a little bit more than that. Oh, yep. The nursery is kept over from the previous plane, or the it's kept from the previous Phyrexian theme. And then this little heart up here, I changed. This is supposed to be covered in oil, so it doesn't really come through all that well. These are icons that I'm going to have to work on changing. Same with all these. But I plan to change literally all of them. Maybe I'll just make that one black so it's got oil in it. Or maybe that one. And then we are just going to construct it here real quick. Not really going to, oh, maybe I might play full game, but that's what I like showing off right here. This is the arena. This is the Magic the Gathering arena background for Phyrexia. So this is where the color palette is taken from. So this flesh right here is that, and then this concrete and whatnot are for these buttons. So this is why it's named arena. And then we're just going to switch over here to arena red, which makes it's going to have to restart. Coming back in, we see that there's a new background, a much redder, much more vivid one, and the language has changed. This is Phyrexian. I found the key and the font on Reddit of all places, and I just had to use it. There's a few little things that still pop through, like that little P right there and there. I don't know why it does that. I'll have to figure that out. But I don't recommend this as highly as I would the black one, simply because none of it's in English. Literally none of it, except for numbers. It's all in Phyrexian. I love the fact that I can find that language online and put it into this, but unless you're really that much into this, I really would not recommend it. As you can see, I need to update this. This should have been the same color. I need to update the theme, so that's gonna get changed because I don't want that. Yeah, that's back to the way it was, so that needs to be changed. But yeah, this has got a theme with Elish Norn again, and it's kind of meant to be like both of these are meant to be like you're stepping into her arena. This is her realm. So if you kind of want to play with a little sense of dread and danger, like you could be completed at any moment if you lose any of this, I I gotta say you know I'd recommend playing with something like this. I wish there was a way to make this kind of stuff available. I'm gonna have to find a way to do that. But literally all of this, every single thing, is in Phyrexian. Another thing that I'm working on the side is I'm going to make all of these uh, Phyrexian planeswalkers, so the that version of them, as well as different little Phyrexian monsters for me to fight. That's the one who's that's her journal that I used. So yeah, that's these this is the little thing that I just it catches my attention and I can't let it go, and I have to work on something like this, and I have to get at least most of the way completed before I give it up. Completed, no pun intended. Uh, but this is the kind of thing that's been pushing off my next video because I want to do something with this theme. I don't know what yet. Maybe make some little movie or whatever, but I'm definitely going to work on some kind of project that revolves around all of this. So, anyway, if you guys have any suggestions for what I should do with these themes, or if there's, if this is something you want to see more of, these kinds of showcases and whatnot, and if you just want to tell me which one you prefer, please go down into the comments and let me know. I will definitely be reading them and looking for feedback. Anyway, this has been, again, not Manny Magi on his OOC ramblings. Insert original send off here. Have yourselves a good one.